Okay, we're in section 32 of the notes now, and these are the section on equations of lines. We've covered several sections. Several types. To me, they're relatively the same, but I do have a favorite. So slope-intercept form, that's y equals mx plus b, m being the slope, b being the y-coordinate of the y-intercept. Again, for the students that are maybe tuning out during lecture time, you can watch these little mini embedded videos to help you learn that material and study the material. My favorite form is point slope form. What do you need for point slope form? A point, x1, y1, and a slope. All right. Now someone says, why don't you like the other one? It's easier to write down because you may not be given this point and you may be confused thinking you are given that point when you're not given that point. Standard form, not very popular at the math level, but we do like to write it down, and I'll go through that with you. But the two big forms we're going to lean on is the slope-intercept form and the point-slope form. It's going to work for the majority of problems. However, some problems you can't do, and the reason for that, you can't compute the slope. All right? We went through examples. I'm hoping you paid attention and you understand what we did going through those examples. The words may confuse you. If they do, all I can say to you is keep rereading it. Hopefully it'll start making sense over time. But the bottom line, we're looking to find an equation of line given some information about that line. And we went through a bunch of examples to do that. We're hoping now that you studied and you understand, and now you're ready to do the homework. What homework are we talking about? The homework that's embedded in the notes. So I'm going to do another share with you. And I'm going to do the homework. All right. The hope here is you're doing the homework. You've done it. And you're just looking at this to verify that what you've done is correct. So let me open up my whiteboard here. You should have the notes in your possession and your notebook with all the problems solved at this point, or possibly problems that aren't solved. You just want to see me do that, but you need to learn the material. The only way you can learn material, by the way, is reinforcing what you're learning in class by doing problems. And that's what we're doing now. So you're seeing my whiteboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what section I'm in. We're in section 32, and we're doing the homework. All right. Now, if I do things more than one way, I'm not saying you need to do it more than one way. I'm just saying you need to come up with these answers, and we're hoping you have some technique to do that at this point, similar to what we're doing in class. So what they do is they want me to find the equation of a line, and they give me a point, 0, 1, and they give me a slope. So I could write this thing down. Have I been given the information? No. I've definitely been given M. Have I been given B, though? So we need M, and we need B. We've definitely been given M. Have we been given B? What's B? It's the y-coordinate of the y-intercept. And we've been given that. Because what have we been given? We've been given the y-intercept. So I know the B to be 1. So I can write this down. Y equals M is 2, X, B is 1. All right. Let me put the other form down that I like so much. I'll write that one down for you. Y minus Y1 equals M X minus X1. What do we need over here? I emphasize what we need. Like in the other one, we needed M and we needed B. Here we need M and then any point. Any point will do. Right? Have we been given M? Yes, we've been given M. Have we been given a point? Yes. Let me write down the point you've been given. 0, 1. What does this mean? X1, Y1. Well, let's write this down. Y minus, well, what's Y1? 1 equals M. What's M? 2. X minus, what's X1? 0. This is fine. I want to show you these are the same answers. Let's go through it. Y equals 2x, because I multiply the right side out, add 1 to both sides. Do we get this guy up here? Of course we do. All right, I'm going to write another form down for you. Don't feel obligated to do so, though. So what I'm going to do is solve this equation with a constant. You get minus 2x plus y equals 1. Convention has it we like a positive coefficient on the x. Multiply both sides with minus 1. You get 2x minus y equals minus 1. All right, let's go to the answer key. And let's take a look. Let's see what they got. I think I got this one. I see it. I have this one. I see it. And I'm seeing this one too. We need practice though. We need to get all three at this point. When you're doing WebAssign, be aware of that. Typically, they may just want to know what y is. If that's the case, that would be the correct answer, y equals. In WebAssign, sometimes they have a little box down like this. They say y equals. In here, what do you put? 2x plus 1. All right, let's go to the next, number 2. These should be relatively simple questions. We're reinforcing what we've learned in the lecture. So I have the point and I have the slope. What happens to a lot of students, they actually think they've been given what they need. They think they have the M, they think they have the B. Well, I'll be honest with you. You definitely have the M. You don't have the B though. Why is that? The form of the B should be 0, comma B, but you're given something completely different. So this form is not going to help us right at this point. So what I want to do is erase it. It's too much work to find out what that B is with that form. Do students do it? Of course they do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I prefer this one over here. All right. What's this? X1. What's this? Y1. The other thing is slope. Let's write this down. Y minus 0 equals M minus 4/5 X minus 3. That's a fine looking answer. I'm going to simplify it a tiny little bit. Y equals minus 4/5 of an X plus 12/5. All right, I'm going to simplify it again. Multiply both sides by 5. 5y minus 4x plus 12. I'm going to add 4x to both sides. 4x plus 5, whoops, made a mistake, plus 5y is equal to 12. Let me get my answer. Okay, see how it look. So we got the first answer. Y minus 0. Gee, I got that. Equals minus 4/5 X minus 3. Let's see if we got this one. Y equals minus 4/5 plus 12/5. What's the last one? 4x plus 5y equals 12. They mention the names of these things over here. Standard form, slope-intercept form, point-slope form. Study the notes. You'll learn from it. Let's go to number 3 and see how we're doing. Again, it should be relatively simple questions. Number 3 is find the equation of the line given the information. What are you given? 5, 4, and you're given M equals minus 3/2. So if you would put this one down over here, the question is, have you been given the information you need? Having an M, yes, you've got M, but you don't have the B. Let me remind you, B is going to be a point such that the X would be equal to 0. We just don't have it. So this is not going to work out for us. Now someone says, could you still do it? Of course we could, but for most students, it's just way too much work. I'm going to erase this over here and write the next form down, which is my favorite form. It's going to be Y minus Y1 M X minus X1. All right, let's write this down. This is X1. This is Y1. And of course, that's M. Let's write it down. So what do you get? Y minus Y1, which is 4, equals M times X minus X1, which is 5. We're done. I'm going to simplify it. Right? Going to take a little effort, but we need to do it. Y minus 4. That's going to be minus 3/2 of an X plus 15/2. I'm going to solve for Y. Minus 3/2 of an X plus 15/2 plus 4. Y equals minus 3/2 of an X. Well, let's see. 15/2 plus 4. 4 is 8/2. And 8/2 plus 15/2 is 23/2. Put a box on that. I want to go back and tell you, this was super quick to write down. This required work. Let's go to the final form, and then we'll look at our answer key later. And what I'm going to do is I'll take that last equation, multiply both sides by 2. What do you get? 2y equals minus 3x plus 23. Now I'm going to add 3x to both sides. What do you get? 3x plus 2y is equal to 23. All right, mistakes are going to happen, and that's so true. Let's take a look at the answer key, though. Do they have this answer down? Y minus 4 equals minus 3 halves x minus 5. Yes, they do. Do they have this answer down? Y equals minus 3 halves x plus 23 halves. Yes, they do. Do they have this answer down? 3x plus 2y equals 23. I just want to go through the names again. This guy over here is called the point slope form. Point slope form. This guy over here is called slope intercept form. It's really the y-intercept form, by the way. And this one over here is standard form. And those things are clearly labeled in notes for you. Let's go to number 4. And number 4, whoops, is, find the equation of line, yada, yada, yada. It's really the same story over and over again. They give me a point, and they give me a slope. Now, what do I know? I like this form, by the way. Did they give me M? Yes, they gave it to me. That's good news. Did they give me B? No, they haven't given me B. What's B? It's a point of the form 0, comma B. That is not the point of that form. It's 5, 0, not 0 something. All right, so I'm going to erase this, indicating this was no help. And I'm going to put my favorite form down. What's my favorite form? Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. What's this? x1. What's this? y1. And of course, slope is slope m. Let's write down y minus 0. That's what y1 is. M is 5/3. X minus 5. All right, different answer down. I'd say different. It's really the same answer. We're going to simplify it. 5/3 of an x minus 25/3. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. You get 3y is equal to 5x minus 25. And then I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. You would get minus 5x plus 3y equals minus 25. And again, we desire to have a coefficient on the x term to be positive, so I can multiply both sides by minus 1. I'm going to go to the key. I'm going to look at it. Again, we're doing problem number 4. Do I have this? Yes. Do I have this? Yes. Do I have this? Yes. Let's go through the names. This guy over here is called point slope. This one over here is called slope intercept. What intercept? The y-intercept. This over here is called standard form. Let's go to 5. Excuse me. And again, this is just reflecting what we've done in class. If you cite the material, hopefully it follows the same pattern. So they want the equation of the line, and what do you got? 6, comma 0. And the other point, you have 5, comma 2. So if I want this one over here, the question is, did they give me what I need? Did they give me M? Did they give me B? They gave me neither. This is bad news, by the way. All right, let's put the next one down. I'm going to erase this one out. They didn't give me either one. Well, I'm sorry about that. Let's put the next form down. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Well, here's the deal. Have they given me that information? Had they given me the m, and had they given me a point? Well, they gave me 2 points, but they didn't give me m. But at least I have something. I have 2 points. So what I want to do is I want to write down m first. Now, what's m? 2 minus 0, that's the change in y, over 5 minus 6. What do you get there? 2 over minus 1 or minus 2. Now I'm ready to put this down. So someone says, what point are you going to choose for the first point? I'm going to choose this one. What would you get? Y minus 0 equals m times x minus 6. Someone may argue, what if I chose the other one to be the first point? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this up here and entertain that possibility. That would be x1 now, y1. Let's write it down. Y minus 2 equals minus 2 times x minus 5. I realize what some students are saying. Could that possibly be the same thing? It is. All right. I want to go through it with you, though. I want to make sure you know these are the same thing. Let's do this one first. Y equals minus 2x plus 12. This one's a little more complicated. Y minus 2 equals minus 2x plus 10. Add 2 to both sides. What do you get? Minus 2x plus 12. They're the same thing. Let's put it in standard form. And I'll do that by looking at this one over here. 2x plus y is equal to 12. Get my key out, look at it, see if they have it written down. Y minus 0, minus 2x minus 6. They also have this one written down. Y minus 2 equals minus 2x minus 5. They also have this one written down. Y equals minus 2x plus 12. Y equals minus 2x plus 12. They also have this one written down, which is 2x plus y equals 12. Let's go through the names of these things. This is called point slope. This is called point slope. This is called slope intercept. This is called slope intercept. This is called standard form. All that stuff is labeled in your entry key. Let me go to the next one. And the next one is going to be number 6 now. Again, they're following a pattern. It's a simplistic pattern. All right, so I'll put this one over here, number 6. What do you have? Minus 2, comma 7. And then you have 5, comma 7. Well, they definitely didn't give me the m. All right, so I'm going to put the m down first. What's that going to be? Minus, I'm sorry, I misspoke there. 7 minus 7, that's change in y's. And then 5 minus a minus 2 is 5 plus 2. What do you get? 0 over 7, which is 0. I have the slope. Did they give me the b? They have not given me the b. Let me remind you, b is a point. I'm sorry, y-intercept a point, 0, comma b. They didn't do it. They didn't give it to me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to write down the forms I like. Let me erase this over here. What form do I like? Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. All right, let's see if we can do it. I'm going to choose this to be the first point. And let's write down. What do you get? Y minus 7 equals 0, x plus 2. Let's put this one down because someone's going to say, what if I use the other point? Well, let's write it down now. This would be x1 now and y1. Let's write it down. Y minus 7 equals 0, x minus 5. Again, somebody will say, are they the same? They're exactly the same. And why is that? Both of these equations here reduced to this over here. Y equals no x's plus 7. They both give us that. I realize somebody's going to say, do I need to write that down that way? No, you could put this down instead. What do we know that as? A horizontal line. All right, let's put the standard form down. I know it's going to look strange to you. I'll write down for you. 0x plus y is equal to 7. Again, you can still write this as y equals 7 down. Same thing, standard form. Let's take a look at it, see if I got it right. I don't know if I got it right, and I'm going to look at it for you. And let's see if we got it. My little answer key out. Y minus 7, 0 times x plus 2. I got that. Y minus 7, 0 times x minus 5. I'm just looking at the k. Did they put this one down? Yep. And they put this one down as well. Did they put the standard form down? Yep. And you could also put this one down as well. Same thing. All right. Let's keep going. And what am I doing now? I guess I'm going to do number 7. And they give me 2 points. And the other point is minus 5, 5. I'm sorry, minus 5, minus 5. Well, they didn't give me slope. I need it in both cases. Let's write this down. Change in y, minus 5, change in x, minus 5, plus 5. What do you get there? Minus 10 over 0. Bad news. The slope is undefined. So neither equation, I can't put it down. So what am I going to do? I have to think about it. So what I'm thinking about, I'm going to just visualize it. And hopefully by visualizing it, provided that you studied the past material, if you visualize it, you'll probably be able to write this down pretty quickly. And hopefully with some practice and study time, this will become second nature to you. So minus 5, 5. Let's get the red ink out. And the other point is minus 5, minus 5. Hey, that was an easy line. What kind of line is that? That's a vertical line. Vertical lines have an equation. And what's that equation going to be? X is. What is X? X is always minus 5. All right. So looking at it, if you want to write this in a standard way, what you do is X plus no Y's is equal to minus 5. But that's about it. Let's look at the answer key. What do I see? X equals minus 5. X plus 0, Y equals minus 5 as well. All right. It's a vertical line. All right. So I'm going to put this away. Again, once you study, this material really should go quickly. I just want to briefly go to that material in the notes here. Let me do another share. And I realize a lot of students are sick and tired of looking at the SAGE stuff. Again, we're trying to get your feet wet. Not that you like it, not that you can be tested on it, but looking at code. All right. So again, looking at this, you click on that little red link, a web browser should open up, should bring you directly to the SAGE website. We're using the online version of it. Although slow, it's easy when you're doing very simple problems like this over here. What we'd expect you to do is create a worksheet. You can use an old worksheet or new worksheet. I tend to like new worksheets. And it's running now. Let's give it some time. New worksheet, SAGE worksheet. I think you've seen me do this, I'm not going to say hundreds of times, but certainly more than 30 times, right? So I'm going to type it in, reset. And again, practice it. Practice doing this. Practice if you get it to work. It's going to pay off in the long run because if you get to another institution, they're going to assume that you can do things like this. I think, I'm typing in a variable there, right? Defining them. And you certainly, I'm getting a little tired of, all that typing. So I'm going to copy paste. Boy, it's working on it. We could do that much quicker. They tell me that Y equals, and what do? They put in the MX plus B form. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, you can do that too. All right, I want to also go to Wolfram for you. And that's Wolfram Alpha. It is a better product than SAGE. It's a commercial product. That's www.wolframalpha.com. All right. A lot of professionals don't use Wolfram Alpha. Number one reason, it's not open source. It's closed source. They can't look at the code. As opposed to SAGE, you can actually look at their code and correct it. All right. Really big problems. People need to look at the code sometimes to find out what's going on or why it's not giving them what they want. But you could, type this in, solve, and I'll write this down for you. Again, I'm just looking at my SAGE code, and I'm saying this is easier to type in. So it's y minus 2 equals 5/4 times x plus 3. I'll write this over here. No, I didn't use to put the multiplication symbol in. And I'm going to solve for, and again, I don't know if it's going to be able to do it, solve for y. Let's see what happens. And it does. Oh, yeah, it does. But it writes it in a little bit different way. What does it do? Y equals 1/4. Again, I'm looking at it over here. I like the neatness of it, though. It really does look neat. But typically, we write it as 5/4 of an x plus 23/4, what SAGE gave us before. Okay? Thank you.